Welcome to live answer time for May 17th, 2025. Is that Roger?
It is indeed.
Hi, Roger. I don't see an icon for you, but you're here nonetheless. Well, let's see. Do you have an Animation Master problem or question?
Uh, Nothing good, I'm afraid.
I do have a question that's been sent in by Tim, so why don't we look at that
All right,
and maybe we can figure out what's going wrong here. I'll share my screen.
alrighty. What's Tim working on these days?
Well, I guess you'll see a bit of it here.
I used to think he was like goofing on us, but apparently he's an actual user.
Yeah, I think so. Well, you see my screen now?
Yeah,
Okay, so this is the
it's a
model he's
cat
got.
cat lady.
Yep, and he's written a. Hey, I'm currently working on a character model in Hash and I have encountered a strange issue. When I move the character's torso, her face also moves along with it, specifically the cheeks and nose area. I've double checked the bone structure and placement. All bones appear to be in the correct locations. The facial bones, cheekbone, nose, etc., are not parented or connected to the torso bone in any way. I've also verified that no constraints or SmartSkin settings are visibly linking the two. That would have been my guess. It's some kind of strange SmartSkin problem.
Yeah, there's got to be something
Yeah,
that's linking it.
there is an answer. I mean, there has to be a reason. Despite this, the face still shifts when the torso is moved, which I didn't expect. I'm wondering if this could be a glitch, a weighting issue, or something else entirely. Could someone please walk me through what might be causing this, or let me know what steps I can take to fix it? So, and he also sent this movie that demonstrates it. So, this is
Oh,
I actually would have called this the hip bone, but you can see up here
yeah,
there's something going on. Hmm.
there is indeed.
Well, let's see. Let's just take a look at this in bones mode. And I wonder, what is he calling the torso bone? Because that's the back. Is there I don't think there is a torso, a bone actually called torso in this rig. This is where it would be so helpful for him to be here, but he's not. So let's see. Root, steady bone.
Isn't he on like Hong Kong time or something?
Yeah. Let's see here. Pelvis. Well, let's see if we can recreate that animation. And let's put. Whoa. Oh my God. He has one of those weird corrupted cores that has a zillion choreographies in it. Look at that.
That
So,
may have something to do with it.
um, damn. Okay, let's fix that.
That is a hot mess. My God.
Let's get out. Well, let's see. Let me see if I can find the file. It is. Are you still seeing my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, okay, this is the file. Load it with Notepad. Let's see. Well, I didn't see the endless endless stretch of open and close core tags. I know those were in. Okay, they're in the actions folder. Is there actually stuff in this? No, these look like just actions. So let's see if we can find an actions tag. Oh, here we go. Okay, we're getting closer. So, actions. Name Lightwood. I've seen that before, too. So, here we see down here. So, if I just clip this out, if I select that and scroll down here to the end, here we go, and delete that. Now, at least, I think we've got rid of those. I'll resave this. With an X. Or let's see. And let's try loading that. I'll close this project. Make a new project. Import the model, which is this one. Skip through the missing JPEG. There's the model. Okay. I'll do an embed and save this project. Save as. Model face fix. Okay, so how is he doing that? What was he turning? Was he turning this thing? Pelvis. If I turn that, okay, that looks like what he's turning, and I see a little bit of motion going on there. Okay, so it's this pelvis bone, not the torso bone, that is potentially the problem. So I'm going to make a little, let's just bake some animation in here with a keyframe. And let's look at this. Let's watch it in. We are in bones mode. That's not helpful. Well, okay. Let's look at one of these wandering CPs. Like that one right there is doing something crazy. Let's just click on it and right click, edit CP weights. So that's completely constrained to the head, so it's not like there's some fractional bone weight that's making it do something weird. And for the moment, I presume that's true of the others. Notice this one isn't actually moving, it's the bias. Something about the bias is changing. Let's just see if that's really true. Okay. Oh no, okay. This thing is actually moving. So, let's just check it. Yep, also constrained to the head. Let's go back to the model. Let's see what we do have for SmartSkins. Here in our relationships, bones. What's on pelvis? Well, okay, there isn't something on the pelvis that I can see. is maybe something that's a child of the pelvis. Let's see here. What else is moving? What's this thing right here? Bone 1. What is bone 1 doing? Bone 2. Let's see if moving something else causes the same problem. First, I gotta undo this animation. And I'll reset that one to its default position. There we go. Okay. Now, if I move anything else, okay, that is not changing anything. So I don't think it's that bone. It's something to do with that pelvis. Back. Let's try moving this.
That seems to be okay.
Yeah, that doesn't look like it's doing anything odd. Let's just look at the SmartSkin and see if there are any keyframe. Oh, there's something going weird right there. Let's try clicking through these keyframes. Okay, at least that little thing that was jabbing through the... Okay, normally when you've made a keyframe in SmartSkin on a CP, that CP turns blue. So there's a keyframe on there somehow, on that one, on those two CPs at least. And yep. Okay, and you can see there's one that's something has happened. And since this SmartSkin is really all about moving these CPs, like for example, you can see these CPs have been turned blue. Someone has very intentionally sculpted those to account for this motion, to correct for it. So yep, there's one going weird there. I'm a little baffled about why moving the pelvis is activating a SmartSkin for this bone, which is not the pelvis, but maybe there is some complex relationship where it is still somehow it's affecting the way this bone perceives its rotation. I'm not sure about that, but I'm going to say bump, bump, bump. How about now I can delete a keyframe. Let's see. I'm going to just do a big select of the head here and do an hit delete keyframe. And that should just delete the keys, if there are any, up in the head, and leave the ones that are down on the torso. Let's see if that actually happens. Okay, these keys are still here. And I'm still seeing some right there. Let's try. Huh. Well, let's go ahead to the other keyframes and just try deleting everything. Um, let's see. That. If I select these, that one should jump back if I delete the keyframe. It should do something. It did. Aha! It did move back. Okay. So let's go on to our next keyframe. I'll do delete keyframe. Go on to our next keyframe. We'll hit delete. Next one. I saw some motion there. I'll hit delete. Ah, I saw some more motion there. And still one weird keyframe there. One weird CP. But okay, I see a weird one there and a weird one there. Hit delete. Oh, and they do go back. Now that still looks like something weird there is happening. Let's go back here. Well, let's just try deleting again. Nope. Oh, okay, something changed there. The awkward thing about clicking through these keyframes on a SmartSkin is SmartSkin doesn't really have time. It just has keyframes, and you don't, going forward and backward in time isn't really a paradigm that makes sense. But it's all we've got.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's try. Something got better there. So, boom. Let's look at our test action and see if anything got better. I'll do a save. And here we are. Okay, there are my keyframes. Is it still moving? Why is nothing moving? There we go. We still got stuff happening. Is it possible there's another bone that has stuff like that going on? I know. Okay, I just saved that. What if I delete that SmartSkin on that bone entirely? We should at least see if the stuff in the face stops being weird. So, delete. And I'll do a save. It's a little bit different. So maybe there's another bone. Let's look at Well, that was back 1. Let's try deleting back 2. Rotate relationships. Now, maybe I have to reopen the action. Still. Okay, it's got to be a SmartSkin. I mean, I just is there a SmartSkin associated with this? Oh no, we already checked. There isn't a SmartSkin associated with the pelvis. That is called pelvis. Is that your dog?
Can you hear him snoring?
Is that him snoring? Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like a cat.
Yeah. He's a goofy little dude.
Okay, well, let's just try deleting half of the SmartSkins and see if anything changes. And if not, we'll delete the other half. We'll delete all of these. Down through left toes. Okay, that significantly changed a lot of it, except now we have some other weirdness happening. So somewhere in one of those SmartSkins we deleted, there was something going on. Let's try the rest of them. This ought to completely eliminate it. I'll do the save again. And now, there, all gone. So, okay, so we know it is a SmartSkin problem. Which one is it? Let's go back to our pre-deleted. That's an awkward pose.
That looks painful, yeah.
Yeah, let's see here. Action. Huh, this is not a pose that I put her in that action. Why is it like that? Am I, huh. Let's go back to the previous version. This one doesn't have the action, so. Oh, this is the one that has. Oh, this is after I deleted the cores. So I need my action back. Hips. Pelvis. Okay. Boom. There's that. I'll go to here, swing it this way. Swing it this way. And swing it back. Okay, so is that still, yeah, we still got that stuff going on. Let's do 4. Okay. So these actions, these SmartSkins, let's see. If I look at, let's just try another likely candidate like the jaw. I dread having to go through each one of these. Let's try neck. I'm looking for blue CPs. Oh, was there one there? No, that's just blue patches. Huh. Let's try just isolating just the head. Since that seems to be our issue. Okay. Bicep right toes. We know there was stuff in the back. So I'll delete that SmartSkin. I think we knew there was stuff in, was there stuff in the back too? That looks okay. I wish there was a way to click on a CP and find out what SmartSkins it is a part of. Is it possible? Let's see. Is it possible to search for that? If I turn on, that is CP 30537. Let me get a pencil here. And if we look at it the other way, 30428. Is it possible for me to search for a CP number? New filter. I don't think that's going to get us a CP number. I could search in the text file. Let's look for 30537. So this is, it's, of course it will be in a spline. Is this a what is this thing? Damn. Patches. Okay. Yeah, it will be in patches. Okay, this looks like this might be a SmartSkin. Spline container shortcut. Name, SmartSkin 1. That's not very useful. Keydim 4. I don't know what that means. Compact relation muscle channels. Yeah, this is a SmartSkin. Relation. So, okay, SmartSkin 1. Was there something called SmartSkin 1 in our model? I don't see one called SmartSkin 1. Is it... Huh. These are all like maybe. Well, they're always called SmartSkin 1 within the okay, so that's why SmartSkin 1 keeps showing up. But what is that a part of? Oh, okay, left thigh. Is it D? Okay, that is within something called left thigh. So, do I have a SmartSkin called left thigh? Yes, we do here. Let's look at this. let's click through these. Oh, something moved. See that?
Yeah.
So as I click through the keyframes, but why aren't we, ooh. Huh. It's not making any blue CPs here, though. Well, let's try deleting that left thigh. Well, let's see if we can we'll click through this. Let's just select all of this and hit delete keyframes on every single keyframe. Oops, something moved. Yeah, okay, so something's going on. Let's see. If I just delete left thigh, and do a save as. Okay, let's go back to our action. It's not as bad as it was, but I still see something going on here. Okay, so looks like there's one CP right here that still has something going on. Two CPs, that one and that one there. Okay, let's find out what this CP is. That is 30273. And the intersection is 30319. So let's search for those in our text file. 30273. Okay, that's a spline. That's just. What are the chances that a decimal number would happen to contain that same number as a spline? Here we go. This is an actual spline definition. That's a patch. That's something. That's not a patch. Okay, let's try its mate, which is 30319. Okay, this looks like one of those SmartSkin things again, with all this floating point data. So, right thigh is the object this one is in. So, we go back to here. Let's go back to I actually had to delete left thigh. Let's see if deleting right thigh. Oop, you still there? Let's see, Roger, you still there?
Yep.
Okay. Suddenly, everything on my desktop stopped working.
Hmm.
Okay, right thigh. If I delete this, do a save. And now, let's see if we can do... Okay, so it looks like deleting just those two, left thigh, right thigh. We know the problem is in. Where'd that go? Right thigh, here we go. I think, let's see here. Is it still moving? No, why is that not moving? Okay, there we go. But if I scrub through this, the face motion is gone. Okay, hooray! We at least know it's those two. It's the thighs. So let's go back and see if we can just delete keyframes for both of those and fix this. I need action remade. Okay. Okay, we've got our bad stuff back. Now, let's look at relationships, bones. Let's look at left thigh. And I'm going to try and select just this head. Okay, now if I click through this, there is something happening. So I should be able to do delete keyframe and then go to the next keyframe and do delete keyframe, and then go to the next one. It's still moving. Okay, let's That's a very slight SmartSkin, I wonder.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe
I'm looking at.
maybe I deleted it, something? I don't know. But let's, for the moment. Okay, that's left thigh. Now let's see if we can delete stuff from right thigh. Let's just click through these. Oh, it's possible that because the rig is on, that bone is being restricted from moving in all the things it did when it was being smart skinned. So there's probably, like, if this were in part of an IK chain, I'd have to move the IK target to really give it a workout. But I do see motion happening up here. Well, how many keyframes have we got? Can I... Okay. I can right click on this by, let's see. If I right click on each one of these and do select CP, that's obviously a CP that's not on the thigh. Let's try the next one. Huh. It's always selecting that thing on the chin. I wonder if this is even working properly. Huh. Okay, that was at least different. Select spline. Ah, okay, so that goes entirely through. Okay, so at least that's why that stuff is included somehow, is because that spline goes all the way up and down the body. Oof. Let's look back at our action. We're still that's the CP we were testing before. But just to test again, let's delete left thigh and right thigh. That does fix the problem. For now, I'm going to say we've at least discovered the problem. It's in left thigh and right thigh. And either we need to delete and remake those smart skins, which is a little hairy, or actually, my suggestion would be to just do CUP weighting on that instead of a smart skin. But that would be infinitely easier, especially now that the character already has a full rig in it. But deleting those 2 smart skins did get rid of the weird motion up here. Let's just do a save here. 7. You still there, Roger?
Yep, I just had my dog snoring, so I didn't want to have him.
Okay. At this point, I'm just going to say partial victory. At least we figured out where the problem is. And
Right.
I'm a little bit mystified as to why I can't just keep deleting keyframes up here on the smart skin, on those 2 smart skins. Since it obviously is something in those that causes the problem. Why doesn't that end the problem entirely? But that's a problem for another day. At least we have found out where the problem is. Ah, that's a curious one.
Yeah, I would agree.
Someone probably jostled something while they were making those smart skins. Accidentally. They had something accidentally selected. Let's see. Do you have any last minute Animation Master problems or questions, Roger?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for keeping me company. And Tim, if you watched this, that's where the problem was. So long.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Live answer time update. During the live answer time session, I was baffled that turning on a SmartSkin editing window like this and then clicking through the keyframes didn't seem to be getting me many keyframes. For example, the leg wasn't moving much. I realized that's because when you start a new SmartSkin window, it starts with that character in its default settings, which meant that the rig was on. So what I've done is I've gone over to the model and made as defaults. I have turned off the balance. I've turned off the balance rigid. I've turned off IK leg setup, and I've turned off basic setup. And so now that thigh bone is no longer constrained by anything in the rig. And so when I click through keyframes like this, it displays all the things that someone probably created for it to do. And now I'll go back through them. That's a lot of keyframes that I would say are probably more than necessary, but I won't argue with that. But you can see, as I click through this, there's a lot of funny business going on up in that head. And we're seeing actual CPs turn blue so that we know there are keyframes going on there. And we're actually getting to the keyframes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this whole head here. And as I click through the keyframe button, that should take us to every keyframe for this bone, for which there are also keyframes up here. And so, and one of them was this frame that we're on right now. So I'm going to hit delete keyframe. And I'll click to the next SmartSkin, and I'll hit delete keyframe, and I'll go on to the next one. And the next one. And the next one. And because I have just this portion selected, it's not deleting the keyframes on the mesh where there were supposed to be keyframes anyway. I hope. Delete, forward, delete. Actually, am I going forward or backward here? Next keyframe. This is looking promising. So if I click through this, Going back through the keyframes and hitting delete for each one. I reach the end here. Now, if I click the other way, nothing happens because these buttons go to keyframes in the currently selected CPs, and since these don't seem to have any more key CPs in them, we're getting no action. So if I deselect everything, and now that keyframe button is looking at potential keyframes in the entire model, we're seeing zero motion there as far as I can tell. Now, I'm going to guess that this same problem exists in the right thigh SmartSkin because someone made a left one and then did mirror SmartSkin. So let's see if we can get rid of. I'm going to do save as with a phony file name. Okay, let's look at the right thigh SmartSkin. And here again we see, if I click through this, we should see a lot of leg motion now. Yeah. Okay. So, if I select all this stuff up here, it's got the weird stuff going on, and I try, I'll hit delete keyframe. Forward, delete keyframe. Go forward, delete keyframe. 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 Forward, delete keyframe, 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 forward. Forward. I honestly think this could have been made with fewer keyframes overall for this joint, but it's the actual SmartSkin process is a little bit opaque. Okay, I think I've reached the end of the SmartSkin, so if I click through this backwards, that would appear to have no keyframes in it anymore. Now if I unselect everything and click through the entire range, and backwards again, that appears that we've gotten rid of the weird motion. I'll do another save. XXX. Okay, now I want those things that were off, things that I turned off, to be on again. So basic setup, I'm in the model here. So these are defaults I'm creating now. Basic setup will be on. IK legs setup will be on. Balance, I personally suggest you never have those on, and likewise with balance rigid. So in this model I'm about to save, I'm going to leave those off. This may change some animation you've done. Yeah, I'm thinking about setting these back. And that was set to 30 and this one was set to 100. But I really hate that stuff, so I'm just going to leave those off. And I'll do another big save here for 8. Maybe fixed. Okay, let's go back to our action, where I have that pelvis action. Oh, this one. That one had some rig constraints keyframed into it, so I don't want to reuse that. I'll make another action. And let's just test this out manually. I'll pick the pelvis. I'll rotate it. Here we go. And yes, the rig is on. And even as we move this pelvis bone, nothing is going weird on the face here. So I'm going to say this is fixed. Woo! That was a deep dive into rigging to try and figure out what the hell was wrong with that. Okay, there you go, Tim. There is a blue cat creature with properly working hips.